Welcome to another award-winningest Extra Butter. Talking about what's crushing it at the summer now. It's Spider-Man Far From Home, #1 again. Also, Stuber. His name's Stu. He drives an Uber. And you got Stuber. You also have one of the best action movies of the summer, and Shazam. Want to chill at home? Home video? Superhero style? Make it Shazam. It stars and more coming up on this Extra Butter. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us on the show. If it's your first time, it's a show where we get together and we... Thank you, John. I can't afford a full soda, so I have a timeshare with John. We split sodas. We talk about movies the way you talk about movies. What have you seen this summer? What are you loving? What are you hating? I get together with my friends. Who are your friends, you might ask? Well, it's the world-famous Jane of all trades, Kelly Savannah Deaton.
Hi.
Oh, and the world-famous comedian at large, still wearing the world-famous comedian at large shirt, Steph Sanders.
Yeah.
Where do we order those from?
Well, I am Steph Sanders, everything. Twitter, Facebook, IG, and I got you.
And where are you?
Kelly Savannah Deaton.
Got it. On Instagram, I'm at TV Marcus Allen. Facebook, it's Marcus Allen Show. Now let's move on to what's important. Spider-Man crushed it. I told you it would. I told you it would.
Of course. Marvel, Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
Yep.
Nick Fury.
Yep.
The second movie after Endgame,
Yep.
or the
Yeah.
first movie after Endgame. Of course, people are gonna go see this.
But a fantastic job of closing the loop and continuation.
Yeah.
Great plot, great action, great casting. Freaking awesome movie. Really,
What I love
seriously.
about this, and Steph, tell me if I'm about to plot spoil, but there is a moment, a brief moment, we see what it might be like to be with Sam Jackson on a vacation.
It is. You're about to plot spoil, but it is a brief moment, and I would love that to be on Sam Jackson's vacation.
Yeah,
That was-
Nick Fury or Sam Jackson, amazing.
Yeah.
I asked Sam about that. It also came up in an interesting conversation about what makes Sam Jackson cranky or when you can tell he's cranky. Take a look. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Can I tell you what an honor it is to be in a situation where I can talk to you in Harlem and a week later I'm talking to you in London?
Yeah, that just means I'm working too much.
That's not true.
Okay.
How does Sam Jackson know when Sam Jackson's working too much?
I think I get cranky at a certain point, but that usually happens. It's almost time for me to take vacation, so I'm usually in a little cranky spot because my body's going, okay, it's time, right?
Right.
We get to rest for a while now, right? But this year's just been, it's okay. I'm doing press right now, so I'm not actually working. Last year, I was shooting this, and it was vacation time, and I was like, "Arr."
You're Nick Fury.
Put some clothes on. Let's go for a ride.
Nick Fury gets a vacation in this movie.
Yeah.
For a moment.
Just for a moment. But, understated.
Yeah. If you were to go on a vacation, albeit real or virtual, what would be the perfect spot for you?
Me?
Yeah.
I kind of like, we take a yacht trip every year, so I kind of like being on a yacht in the middle of nowhere and just resting with the sun beating down on the deck and me sleeping on the thing with my Kindle laying next to me. reading
No
a book.
agenda.
None.
And what's on that Kindle?
I actually read a lot of murder mysteries and intrigue novels.
Got it. Not reading a lot of Spider-Man, dark novels or anything like that.
Well, I do have Comixology on my Kindle, and on my iPad. So I read a lot of comic books on my iPad, as opposed to going in the store. I have a lot of physical comic books, but when I don't get a chance to go into the store and I'm on location, I just use my iPad.
And again, I apologize for getting close to plot spilling, but I do love that moment where you see at least Nick Fury in vacation mode.
I love it. They
They're
need to show
fantastic.
more of that.
Yeah.
More of, especially when the Avengers are kind of just chilling. Remember that scene where they were just chilling, eating food? I want to see more of that. And you see that with Tom Holland as his Spider-Man, all the friends.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
They're just hanging out like teenagers do.
I bet you have great customer service when you're with Samuel on vacation.
Can you only imagine? He doesn't have to order twice.
No.
I love the chemistry in this. Don't you guys think that that's one of the reasons this movie's so successful?
Yeah.
It's
I would
organic.
say #1 reason. Zendaya, Tom Holland, they just did a great job. Everybody is casted well, and they did a fantastic performance, each one of them.
Believe me, I've been in rooms, like you've been in junket rooms before, like in the room with those it kids, they hate each other. I'm
They
kidding.
do?
No, they
No.
don't. The kids are mad. They love each other. However, it's really true with this. You walk in and you feel like you've walked into the movie because Jacob and
Tom.
Zendaya and Tom, you can tell they just get
Great
on.
chemistry.
Take a look. God, how can I get into this? So your character has a layer of complexity in this one that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
That had to be not only fun to play, but also how do you hold off friends when they call and say, so what happens in this movie?
Yeah, I know. That's the hard part is you can't really talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's good that we're all friends, so
Yeah.
we can
True.
just talk to each other about it and know that we're not spoiling anything because
Right.
we're all in the same movie.
But they can't talk to me.
But it's been really fun. I think like the first movie, obviously we don't know much about the character. We just know that she's like a very honest, brutally honest sometimes character, and I don't know. I think she kind of has like a bit of a wall built up, so it's kind of nice to see different sides of this character and kind of see the gooey inside that she actually does have. And I think Peter just brings that out of her a little bit.
I want to ask you a question, and it might lean towards being personal, but I've asked this of every Spider-Man so far. When you're in the most complex version of the spider suit, and suddenly nature calls, what do you do?
You just gotta hold it, man. You gotta hold it. Those suits cost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So
Peeing on it would.
peeing on it is not an option. It's funny, on the first film,
I thought about that often. I was like, what if he has to?
if you like really need, you have to pre-plan. If you
Right.
every sip of water, you're like, that's an extra 5 minutes I'm gonna need.
Like, shark.
If you shart, that would be
Like,
also
that
really bad
sucks.
for my
'Cause that
poor
you can't-
costumer because
that you
I'm not gonna
can't-
clean it.
You can't.
I know.
Can't see that one coming.
But on the first film, there was a sequence in the film where where Spider-Man's running through a neighborhood, and I didn't take the suit off for like 10 hours or something, and I didn't go to the toilet, and I told my mum, and I was like, I had a really hard day, like I kept the suit on for 10 hours, and I couldn't go to the bathroom, and then the next day, the producer comes up to me, and he was like, Tom, how are your kidneys? I was like, they're fine, why do you ask? And he was like, well, your mom called last night, and apparently we need to give you frequent toilet breaks.
Oh man,
Come through, Mom.
that's
Yeah, I
amazing
know.
though.
Want to know why else I think it's winning at the box office?
Why?
I got nothing. But Sean Edwards does. Ladies and gentlemen, world famous critic at large. You've read his reviews in Rolling Stone magazine, LA Times, New York Times, and everywhere in between. And he's a big TV star and movie producer. Sean Edwards.
Sean Edwards.
Enough, man.
Come
How you
on
guys
down.
doing?
How you doing, man?
Mark, you know why Spider-Man's doing well at the box office, man. The magic of Marvel cannot be stopped.
What? Talk about the elements, like, just when you think you can't beat a dead horse, they bring yet something new. Talk about how it remains fresh after all these years.
Well, I think it's fresh because I'm a huge fan of Tom Holland. Tom Holland's the best, the most perfect Spider-Man ever in the history of Spider-Man movies. I mean, he represents what Peter Parker is in the comic book. I fell in love with him in Homecoming, and he does it again in Far From Home.
Yeah, no kidding. You want to talk about the late, great Stan Lee when he created the original Spider-Man? It was to try to create a superhero that was appealing to teenagers. And don't you think this probably nails his vision better than anything?
No, it nails his vision 100%. That's why I think out of all the actors that have been hired to star in Marvel movies, if you would have have talked to Stan Lee before he passed away, he probably would have said Tom Holland is his favorite.
Yeah.
Because Tom Holland captures Peter Parker perfectly. I think it's the best casting in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. I go Tom Holland, I go Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, and then I go Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. Those are the three best casting decisions the Marvel Cinematic Universe has made.
So it's hard to be the new kid on the block, man. How do you really think Jake Gyllenhaal did? Be honest.
He's okay, man. You know what? That's the hardest part of comic book movies. To be a great villain is really a difficult job. I mean, the bar has been set really high by Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And, to be a great villain without sort of being over the top or being campy or actually being frightening or threatening while still being likable and staying true to the origins of that character, how it was represented in the comic book, is a really difficult job.
Okay. Thanks, man.
That is awesome. Hey, Sean, so first of all, where can we catch you to find out about all things movies you're watching?
Man, check me out at S. Edwards KC. The KC stands for Kansas City. So S. Edwards KC on all social platforms.
Hey, Sean Edwards, ladies and gentlemen.
Sean Edwards.
Have yourself a great rest of the summer. I'll see you soon, friend.
Hey, enjoy. Go Spidey.
Coming up next, what do you get if you take a guy named Stu and he drives an Uber?
Stuber.
That's right.
Stuber.
It's the movie Stuber. I thought this movie was going to be horrible. Guess what? It's not. Thanks to Dave Bautista and the rest. We'll talk with them next. Hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter celebrating all things summer. Hey, guys. It's okay. Do not be alarmed. It's all right. The runaway. No! Don't talk to stranger danger. Get the kids out of here. We just saw stuff like this in the movie. All right, guys, welcome back. What are you seeing that you love this summer? Let me tell you about a movie that you probably saw the trailer of, and you said,
Yeah, not so much.
I did. When I saw the trailer for
Same.
Stuber, I thought, average at best.
Below average.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Funny.
It is so funny. Dave Bautista has always wanted to do a true comedy.
Yeah.
And then his
Kamille Nanjiani jumps
wanted
in.
to do an action movie, and they kind of get to switch
Yeah.
roles and do that, and that's why it works. And it's so unexpected, and it's so funny. I didn't know Dave could be so funny.
And most people like not from backgrounds of comedy do not have the timing he has. So he has excellent timing. I love it.
You want to talk about the timing? Now, not to say wrestling isn't real, because it's certainly athletic,
Yeah.
but let's say some of that stuff is staged, right?
Right.
And if you stage it incorrectly, somebody gets hurt
Yeah.
severely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For sure.
How did they not kill one another in this movie?
Skill. You have to trust your partner, and they had that trust. That's how I think
It's
they did.
And
like
lots
you were
of practice.
Right. It's like both of you were a fly in the wall when we talked about it. Kind of. Take a look. I know this is the most cliche thing, but I've never meant it more. You guys look great compared to the last time I saw you in this movie.
Yes, we are beat up. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it wild how like sometimes you gotta look like pristine and precise for a movie, but in this you can pretty much roll out of bed.
I was a disaster in this movie. I was uncomfortable. The director, Michael Dowse, actually asked me to grow out my hair for this film, which I was really uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
But also, I have like a little pudgy suit on.
Yeah, he's
and
wearing a
it's like-
fake
yeah.
belly in the movie.
But
What?
But at the same time, I love that he wanted to kind of strip away all this. He wanted to make me just like, I don't know, just like this surly, broken down guy. You know, and just kind of rely on my acting like that meant a lot to me.
I really thought maybe you did the De Niro, gained about half
Oh,
your
God, no.
body weight
No,
back.
I would literally lose my mind.
Okay,
I would-
yeah, I would have a guess. Yeah.
I mean, there's
miserable.
no way you could do that. I mean, that would.
be. I think physically I'm capable, but mentally it would destroy me.
Right.
Did you in your wildest dreams go back 10 years ago and tell yourself that you're going to be in a combat scene? And in many ways, I hate to plot spoil, holding your own against this guy.
No. I mean, this is such a dream come true to do this kind of movie. You know, I mean, first of all, I was very lucky to be able to do TV shows and movies, but I love action movies. And I never thought I'd be able to actually do one. So this was truly a dream come true. Hopefully first of more.
Are you offended that he just said it was a dream come true to punch you?
Not at all. No, I was excited for him. You know, it's great. I love, because I'm such a fan of his, I love to see that he was like trying something new. He was stretching himself, and he was like excited and nervous about it. Like, it really felt good, because I've done the physical stuff for so long.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on cruise control with it. Like, I just get it. I could just connect with it. It's just kind of what I do. So it was nice to see that he was excited about doing this, because I love to do it. You know, and he was loving it. So,
It was really fun.
yeah.
And they're funny together in that
Big
room.
time. Big
I feel
time.
like they are now lifelong friends. Dave gave him a lot of pointers on how to work out. And
Right.
his wife's like, hey, are you happy now that you're working out? And he's like, no, I've never been more miserable in my life.
Here's a testament to how well this movie works. It's one of those movies I went to almost angry, because I saw the trailer, and the trailer made me mad. I said, what, Ride Along? You just want to blatantly rip off Ride Along? You
Right.
can't come up with
It
anything
kinda
new?
seemed like that, like
and
a
then I
filler
saw
movie.
it. Yeah, but it works. I would say it's just about there with
Yeah.
Ride Along.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, that's a good
I
assessment,
think
I feel like.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Here's the hysterical thing about it. You've got this, like, what appears to be a disposable, or at least an out there crazy comedy, starring Academy Award winner Mira Sorvino.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. She kind of ups it up. You know, she kind of classes it up a little
Adds
bit.
the credibility. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
she
Yeah,
does.
definitely.
Why did she take this role? I don't know. You're going to find out. I talked to her next. See, it's called a tease to commercial. We'll be here when you get back. Summertime. Welcome back to
Summertime.
Extra Butter. Just hanging out in a nice air-conditioned movie theater. Isn't that one of the best things to do in the summer?
Yeah,
Definitely.
heck yeah. Bring the whole family
And go to
or
2 or
see
3 movies in a day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sneak in.
All right,
Don't
so
sneak in.
we're talking about Stuber. Don't sneak into Stuber, because
No.
Stuber teaches you not to break the law. Am I
Surprise
right?
hit.
It's a morality
Yeah,
tale.
It's definitely a morality thing.
All right, so Mira Sorvino, it's tough to talk to people when they have a tiny role in the movie. And you got to admit, her role was relatively small.
Very small, yeah.
But credibility again.
Yeah, she classes up the joint.
Yeah.
All right, she does do that. She looks nice in the credits, but how do you talk to her about her role? Also, it's minute and it's plot spoiling if you take it too deep. Am I right?
That's super hard, but I'm excited to see how you try.
Exactly. Want to watch me talk about nothing with an Academy Award winner?
This should
Love
be
to.
good. This should be
Here
good.
we go. I don't want to plot spoil too much, but some of the scenes that I think will bring you the greatest joy are scenes that you weren't necessarily right there on the set for, so you're discovering the way we're all discovering them.
Yes, yes. I love this movie. I think that the guys together are the perfect odd couple. Like, I love their interaction with each other. You know, they represent sort of the old school cop buddy movie guy, which is the Dave Bautista guy. And
Right.
then Kumail, who's like this millennial wanting to do like microbrewery, driving an Uber, you know, waiting patiently for his lady love while investing in her, you know, her spinning gym that she's calling Spinster. Like, it just, they're so hilarious in different ways. Kumail's delivery may be the best in the business right now. I just love the way he says every single line, like his sort of self-deprecating, intelligent, but hilarious delivery of everything he says just blows me away. And Dave is like the biggest actual living teddy bear you ever want to meet. Like, he, as lovable as he is on camera, he's 10 times more so in person. He's just a lovable human being.
Right, if you were to transcribe all the things that make a movie like this work into some kind of formula or code, it would be so complex that there's no computer that could handle it.
I don't think you could. I think this was a combination of Michael, our director, and the two of them just having perfect chemistry and interpreting an already terrific script and taking it like 10,000 leagues further with the way they played it and the way they directed it. Like, it's lightning in a bottle.
I don't want to plot spoil, but your character, without getting too into it, your character is stoic through much of this. How do you remain stoic through the stuff that's taking place in this movie?
Well, you know, that's her job. She's law enforcement. I mean, she's a captain. Like, she's got to be stoic.
All right, don't forget, it's acting. You have to act. It's a craft. It's what you do.
Yes.
She is lovely. She's been a star for a long time.
I know. I feel like some actresses, you forget about them, and then when they come back, you're like, why don't we see more of you?
Yeah, it's wild when you talk to somebody that's like from the American Pie generation and realize, wait, and now she's a veteran actress.
I know. I want to see her in more things.
Yeah.
Although she was not in American Pie, that would be Mira Sorvino. However, still same generation.
Same
you know what I'm saying?
Same
We get it.
era.
We get it.
You're
All
picking
right.
up what you're putting down.
All right, so Stuber, I say go see it. If you were on the fence
Definitely.
because you thought it was going to be a cheeseball comedy, it is, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it's kind of campy in all the right ways.
My sneak hit of this summer.
Yeah,
I like that
you got to
thing.
see an action comedy. Those are the best.
Here's one of my favorite things about it. One of my favorite movies as a kid that my dad took me to was The Blues Brothers. A lot of the action in this movie is based on specific scenes that were in the Blues Brothers movie. All right, so go see it for that
Great
reason.
references.
You'll get the Easter eggs. Those of you who know the Blues Brothers movies will know
like
the
that.
exact action scenes I'm talking
I
about.
like that when
And
they
if
bring
you're not,
stuff back.
Rent it. Rent it and watch that first, then go see Stuber.
It's true. It is one of those you probably could hang on to.
You know.
Hey, speaking of rentals, I told you wait to own this movie, and now you can. Shazam! Hits home theaters. Zachary Levi talks to us next. Hey, welcome back. It is Extra Butter winding down this show. Award-winning. I'm feeling another Emmy for this one. How about you?
Of course.
Yes.
Always. Every show should be.
We're kind of in the summer doldrums. How about you? Want to stay at home, chilled, and Netflix, or catch something streaming? Might I suggest Shazam! All right, who wants to walk us through the complicated process that is, truth be told, Captain Marvel is Shazam? Can anybody explain that?
So a long time ago in a galaxy far, or no, that's a
That's
different.
Star
No,
Wars.
your turn.
Nothing? All right, I can
Yeah.
kind of walk you through it. The original comic book, Captain Marvel, in order to become Captain Marvel would shout out Shazam and then transform into Captain Marvel. Later, they lost the rights to it. Then when DC reacquired the rights to it, they reacquired the rights to use the word Shazam, but they lost the rights to Captain Marvel, to Marvel. So they're...
Wait.
Oh, just
Yeah.
follow me on Facebook,
wait,
Marcus
wait.
Allen Show. We'll talk about it.
So what you just admitted to us is since you know all that, you didn't lose your virginity until like 2 weeks ago.
That's
huh?
pretty much
Right.
what's going on.
That makes
Look.
so much sense.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Thanks for pointing out the obvious. I'm going to make you a new superhero, Captain Obvious. All right. So Shazam. Sorry, I'm scaring small children. So Shazam. Here's why I love this movie. The older Zachary Levi, I
Yep.
think he's hysterical,
Yep.
and then the younger kid that carries the
Asher
movie.
Angel.
Yes.
Yeah. I like his partner in crime too.
Yeah,
The other guy.
Jack Dylan
Yeah.
Grazer,
Yes.
the kid from It. He
Right.
is so funny in
Yeah.
this. I love him.
I've told so many people that these movies, whenever they step away from all the superhero aspects and get right into, like in this case, a coming-of-age movie,
Yeah.
that's when it works the best. This really is like Big meets a superhero movie.
It totally is, and I think
like
that's
that,
why
yeah.
it works so well. Because, like you said, if you take out the superhero part, it's just a good story. It's heartwarming.
Yep.
It's got some kick-assery.
Yeah.
Yep.
Theme
The
of the day,
cast.
chemistry.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
chemistry,
great
is a
chemistry.
great thing.
Yeah.
You know who had great chemistry? Us and
That's
me when
right.
I was sitting down with Zachary Levi. That last statement, not so true, but it's
Doubtful.
okay.
Hey.
Take a look.
I'm a little geeked out right now. I got to be honest with you. I lean into superhero movies to begin with.
Yeah.
But there's something about this movie that made me, like, for a moment, forget everything, feel like I was 12 years old again. And I kind of want you to be Shazam.
Yes, thank you. Good. I mean, that's, I think, ultimately what we're shooting for. We want people to get lost in it. I think that's one of the great things about movies. There's an escapism. You get to step into another world, at least temporarily, and feel whatever message and tone and vibe you can get from that, and maybe a little bit of a departure from some of the crap that's going on in the world. There's a lot of stuff that we can get overburdened with, and to go feel joy for an hour and a half is
Right.
a pretty great thing.
Well, this movie outlifts most movies in crap removal. I completely.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Disappeared completely.
Thank you.
It touches on all kinds of nerves, like when we're kids, like our kid crushes.
Yeah.
Does it take you back to like the OC, your original crush?
OC. I've never heard that.
I just
term.
made that up.
You just made that up.
Yeah.
Coined it. No, I don't think so. They never did that for me. But certainly is all the wish fulfillment on every level. I mean, the movie's about wish fulfillment, about
Right.
the kid and all of us getting to be that superhero. But I was that kid. I still am that kid. I am that adult actor who always wanted to be a superhero, portray one. So it's just wish fulfillment on top of wish fulfillment on top of wish fulfillment.
Zachary Levi is awesome in this,
Love
but
him.
again, the kid even better.
Asher
Yes.
Angel.
That's
yeah,
right.
They
And-
complete each other.
And the kid from It.
Great cast.
Oh yeah, it really
Period.
is an ensemble. So if you didn't get those interviews here because we ran out of time, you can
Yeah.
always jump on our YouTube channel.
You have to like us.
Yes.
Have to subscribe.
Yes, please do.
Do all the things,
All
or you'll have
those.
bad luck for 7 years.
And also
17.
join us on Facebook. It's Extra Butter TV. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us. The world famous Steph
Extra
Sanders.
Butter.
Where do we
Yeah.
find you?
I am Steph Sanders on everything.
Kelly Savannah Eaton
Kelly Savannah.
on Instagram. I'm TV Marcus Allen or Marcus Allen Show on Facebook.
Yeah.
I am spent with this summer heat. You guys stay cool.
Yeah.
See ya.